podcast with me, Connor Ryan, and
Donnie.
And we are going to kick things right off. It is Friday. So what better day to do a employee podcast than on a Friday? And so we're going to kick things off real quick. Today's topics are resourceful and then facing obstacles with grace. So I think, starting off with resourceful, in the workplace, sometimes, there are tasks that we need done or things that maybe we have to figure out how to utilize what we have around us in order to complete something. And I think a big part of that is finding ways in which we look at our surroundings. We decide, okay, are we able to use this? Are we not able to use this? Is this good for what we're trying to do? And for my line of work, which is media, it comes down to, I've gone on a shoot and I had a mic. And that's for some people that would make people panic. I realized pretty quickly that where I was very quiet and that the camera had a mic built into it. And so I was able to utilize the space I was in because of how quiet it was. And not only that, I was also able to use the mic that was built in. And it all sounded like it would have if I had a mic. So I was very lucky in that regard. And that was me just being resourceful, thinking on the fly, realizing I had a mic built into the camera. Didn't need it would have been nicer to have the one that I needed, but I didn't. And so, yeah, it's just it's just a matter of, it's also, I think, a matter of how you think. Like, are you going to panic if you don't have enough resources or enough of something, to get the job done? Or are you going to find ways to get it done?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you're...
Don't panic.
Yeah.
Panicking never helps. It usually ends up making the situation elevated in stress levels and everything like that. So, exactly what you said, I agree with. I'm going to move on to the next one because I really don't think there's a whole lot else that you can talk about resourcefulness other than just utilizing what you have and being good at that.
And one other thing I'll say about it is adapting. Always, that's a part of being resourceful as well, adapting to the situation. Maybe you're in a bad setting or whatever the case may be for your line of work. And just trying to figure out, okay, how can I make the best out of the bad situation I'm in? That's another part of being resourceful that I think, even it's easier said than done. I said that last podcast. I know that's the case for a lot of things, but just, you got to keep things in mind when trying to be resourceful in the workplace.
Yep. And coming with that is you got to face obstacles, right? With grace.
Right.
I think with grace may be a little subjective because sometimes it's not with grace, but
right. Yeah.
But you do have to face obstacles, and you have to be willing. You have to be able to work around situations, and that goes with being resourceful. They go hand in hand. If I am the worst thing that you can do in any situation, whether you're in a work setting or if you're in some kind of personal setting, is if you run into a problem, is to immediately start freaking the flip out, right? That's probably the worst thing that you can do. It doesn't really help. It makes you way more likely to overthink or to make a decision that may not be the best decision, right? So a good thing to do, I don't know, I personally, if you are religious or whatever, you can pray or you can breathe. I know people who do meditation and stuff where it's like, okay, take a moment and just be like, all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's going to be all right. And I think you also have to just, you have to be confident in yourself. You have to be able to know that you're able to overcome this. It may not look like that at the time, but there's a solution. Yeah. You just have to be willing to throw stuff around. And if it fails, it fails. Just keep trying.
Yeah. I think, something I would say would be, when life puts you to the test, I always think it's not so much about getting through the obstacle, but how you carry yourself while doing so. Because everybody goes through hard times, and you can choose to be a complainer or you either complain or, why me, why is me? woe is me, or you can, roll your sleeves up and take it on. So it can be really hard to be positive in really hard times when you're trying to face obstacles.
And it's so easy to say, hey, just get over it. And like,
right.
you're able to do that. And I understand not everybody's going to be able to overcome everything. Whatever you come into an obstacle with, you might not be able to overcome it. Yeah. I'm not downplaying the size of any obstacle. I'm not trying to make it sound like, oh, you're just a win.
Yeah.
But because that's not the case. And you're going to fail. Like, the whole thing is you need to understand that you are a human being.
Yeah.
And human beings are not capable of everything. We are capable of a lot, but we are not capable of doing everything perfectly all the time. So,
well, and challenges, so one of my favorite quotes in life, and I actually heard it at Man Camp this past weekend, is from Rocky VI, and it's kind of it's the scene where Rocky's talking to his son out in the street and is basically giving his son like a,
I've never seen Rocky.
I'm explaining it, but anyway, but regardless, the scene doesn't matter as much as the quote. The quote, I think everybody can resonate with everybody, and it's what Rocky says to his son. It ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Like the world will beat you to your knees if you let it. So it's like that. It's how you, and that goes back to facing obstacles with grace. How do you carry yourself through that? That's big, you know. So I think, and how you carry yourself and get through those obstacles with grace, when times are good, it'll make you even better. Even better for the good times when you're going through the hard times with grace. So I think that's pretty much kind of the topics for today.
Word.
And thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Next Tuesday.
Next Wednesday.
Just kidding. See you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday.